Good evening, folks. Good to welcome you on the line on this call. We have some very exciting things we need to share with you, and that's why we've taken the opportunity of doing it urgently. I didn't want to wait until after the trip to Portugal. I wanted to cover these things beforehand so that each and every one could have a benefit and start growing your business. And I want to thank, before we start off, I want to thank Rory Townsend for setting up the call. He's a great guy, does a lot of our video things and all that. And I want to thank our translators. I know we've got a couple of, Gabriella is from Cameroon. So thank you very much, Gabriella. And Alson is from Tanzania. He'll be doing Swahili. And Rosa is from Mozambique, and she'll be doing the Portuguese one. So I'd like to thank them for participating. So we don't get kicked off. We just want to welcome everybody. I hope you can take some notes and whatever, but I want to tell you something I've never done on the screen before, so people understand where we come from, okay? Alton and I started in this business. We had nothing. We had a rented house, and we weren't broke. We were just poor. There's no question. With 3 children, Alton couldn't go to work. The youngest one was a year old. So we were really challenged, but we always were trying ways, and then somebody invited us to look at this business. And I want to give you a tip today. The guy who called me, well, I say he was old, he was 65, I was 31, Alton was 25. Anyhow, he called me up. I was in agricultural machinery business, selling tractors, working on them mechanically and doing things. And he phoned me up, he told me who he was. Now, I'd never spoken to him before, but I knew where he farmed. I knew what kind of machines he had. So I said, can I help you? He said, no, I think I can help you. Would you be open to look at a concept to make a lot of money? It's exactly what he said. I said, sure. What must I do? He said, I cannot describe anything on the telephone, but I want you and your wife to come to Port Elizabeth the next evening, and I want to show you something exciting. So I said, look, if you don't think what it's about, I'm not going to go. And this person gave me a good lesson in this business. Great, if you want to die broke, stay at home. Guess what? Alton and I went. And long story short, we got started. It wasn't easy. We were challenged. We struggled. We had to get all the money. Today, you start in this business for next to nothing. In those days, the rand was stronger to US dollars. It was equivalent of 2,400 US dollars. We had no security. We had a good name at the bank that we paid all our debts, all our hire purchases and whatever. Somehow we got the money. But anyhow, we got started building the business part-time. I never quit my job because with 5 of us to feed out of one very small salary. And eventually we started building the business. And in 1978, the company employed me as the national sales director. 1981, became a vice president. And then Alton and I Alton could come to the functions together, near our functions, but we couldn't work a business out of distributorship anymore. And that's where we were working together. So in 1986, Alton and I left the company and we started from scratch. So it was a challenge, a big challenge, okay? You got a regular salary every month. Now suddenly, we're actually, at that stage, just a Sapphire directive on one leg that we had from way back. And anyhow, we started building it and we challenged. In 87, I said to Alton, I'm going to have to find a way to get this business really flying. Or else we have to find something else to do. And I looked around. I'd met people from America through my daughter in the horse business. And I found these people in America, in Kentucky. And I said, look in your yellow pages and just give me 1 or 2 names of people there, which they did. And to cut a long story short, I started talking to those people, and they were going to have a function in Winston-Salem, it's North Carolina. Now, I had no money, but thank God those days the credit cards were not computerized. So I could buy one leg from Port Elizabeth to London, When I got there, I bought a leg from there to Raleigh in North Carolina. These people had me stay in a room with other guys. There were 9 of us altogether, 8 other Americans and myself. The entire weekend cost me $15, which I couldn't afford any more than that. I slept on the floor, and you can the whole 9 of us. But anyhow, it went on the whole weekend. I'm tell you briefly what happened. They had a band there as well. They played in between like we do in the Eagle team. And Sunday morning they had praise and worship. And they had an altar call, and I went forward and gave my life to the Lord. And I said, Lord, what I see here, I will do in Africa. And that's how the Eagle team went back again, the same old route, bought one leg to London or whatever. And I've made several trips to the States after that, to different functions over there. So you see what I was blessed with. I knew our business, but I was able to take the American things and Africanize them for Africa, because I'm Africa. I'm not American, you see. So a lot of people try and take ideas from America and put it into Africa. It doesn't work. You've got to understand how it works, right? But anyhow, so that's where we were. 1987 October, we were Sapphire directors, but that's when we started the Eagle team, and it started growing. It wasn't easy. Even then we were struggling with money, and I'll show you saying tonight what we used to really get it going. I'll be showing you saying on the screen just now. And then we developed the Eagle team kit, and that kit had well over 100 PV of products, and exciting. People got started, and we had them open all their products and use it. That's why I recommend. You cannot build this business with a single product. You need a multitude of products and an assortment of products to build a consumer. We'll get to that later anyhow. And anyhow, Alton and I started doing it right and started growing the business. And that was October 87, August 91, we were 5 diamonds by the grace of God, not our effort. Don't look at me or Alta as some sort of magic. We're not. We're just very humble people that the Lord has blessed, and that's it. It's not, we don't do it for anything else, and that's important. Now, those who don't know Alta and I, Alta's now 77 years young, and I'm 83, and neither of us have any medication. We thank the Lord for that, and also our Neo Life products, right? That we are in good shape, fit, and nothing, and we fit. So that's exciting. And we basically built it to 5 diamond those days. We had a couple of Neo Life products, not many were in South Africa, they were mainly in Americas and Australia and all that. And we built it basically with our golden products range, our home care range, right up to 5 diamonds. So now I want to tell you something about Neo Life. While I was over there, I looked at a lot of companies. There's some massive companies out there. But I want to tell you something, Neo Life has got the best integrity of any company I've ever seen. I actually went to some of their headquarters. I really had a good look at it, right? I knew what I was looking for. To identify, I didn't want to lose, I don't decide, but Neo Life, they're good for their word. Alton and I have been involved with Neo Life. On the 23rd of August was our 52nd year in this business. So I can tell you a lot about Neo Life. They've never let us down. Whatever they've promised on the products or anything else or on the money, it all happened, right? We had back orders sometimes, but it all came online again. The incredible company, corporation. You have Jerry Bradfield, the founder. You have Kendra, his daughter. She's a CEO. She must be about 34. I'm not even sure of that, but she's an incredible person. We really admire her. Then the chief officer of operations in Marco Taylor is South African, but he lives in America. And he's got a whole team of people right around the world. We're in 55 countries or more. And Neo Life has been going since 1958. So it's not a fly-by-night. It's a business you can look at and start building for the future. You see, our business, we've actually made it generational. Our 3 children will come on after us and their children, but just one line out of each one of them, right? And it's not saying it's just going to die when we move off, right? We want to leave it in such a way, because that's the kind of business New Life has. So I want to encourage you, don't look at it for a pocket money business. Doesn't matter how small you start, doesn't matter how little you do in the beginning. Start thinking big, incredible things. We never knew what I know today and what could happen in this business when we started. We only thought about making a little bit of money extra, and that's all, right? We thought of nothing else. So I just want to share a couple of things with you about the future. The future is exciting. I am really, Alton and I are fired up. Just about 2 months ago, we reset our goals, our dreams. I won't even tell you what our awards for our dreams are. We've got exciting things and that we've planned for ourselves. We've set steps, how many of our people to develop, how many diamonds we want in our businesses. We've got goals for each and every one of you listening in. I just hope you get a goal and listen to this recording and do something for yourself, because I'm really excited about the future and where it's going and where we're headed, right? And after I've just come back a week ago from a Cameroon, Togo, and Ghana trip, and that's exciting. We had challenges, but that's fun. I enjoy challenges. Challenges make you strong, they keep you positive. We look for good in every situation. Nothing is bad if you have the right attitude, and thank the Lord for it, okay? Now, the next thing is, I want to share with you, right? The most important thing we had to do, and I think you'll have to do it too, is personal development. They gave us books to read, or actually recommended books to read. And they even told me I was read every one page at night before going to bed or whatever. And that's how we started off way back in August 73, with books and different things they gave, where some audio recordings, they were cassette tapes, no CDs those days. So we started listening to these things. We were hungry to develop. We were sick and tired of being broke, sick and tired of not having. So we were just, we don't have, we still live basically the same, Alton and I. You come to our home, there's nothing different. We're just regular people, and really regular, I can tell you that. Okay, so next thing is personal development. Work on yourself. For things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you've got to get better. I'm talking about your health, your mind, do exercises, your body. If you're going to be in this business long term, you must look after yourself. Can I tell you something? This, I'll give you an example later tonight, okay? Rory must just remind me, okay? I'll talk about you later. I will share with you about a lady who joined this business in 1974. Her husband had died many years ago, but anyhow, she had nothing. She was actually bankrupt. She took 4 months to get the money. She started building a business, and I'll tell you that story later, right? But she died at 94, healthy and wealthy. And that's exciting. I hope some of you would like to be there one day like that, because we all got a choice. You don't have to die sick. Get your mind right. Look after your body. Control what goes in here. Check what you're eating. Don't just eat anything that they're promoting out there. Check it out. They've got everything genetically modified and this, that. One's just got to be a little bit cautious. You see, your flesh doesn't say I need sugar or coffee or ice cream. It's this thing. So when you can control your mind, exciting things. So look after that part of your body. Do a little bit of exercise. What you don't use, you lose, okay? It's important to exercise. So also your mind now. Don't start thinking of scaling down. Scale up. I don't care how young or how old you are. Change. Get excited. Start moving. You know, a lot of people I know, they die at age 40 and they bury them at age 65. Their minds, they stop being active. Hey, you start sitting down, you're gone. So I encourage you, have a goal. You don't have to do a lot, but do something. Keep this brain active, okay? The brain doesn't make a new connection, start disconnecting. So be active, be excited. Like God's got a plan for you, and God's got potential for you as well. You just need to believe it, that you have potential. So you got to look out at it. If you want to budget, take my advice. Don't budget to downscale your lifestyle. Budget to get it bigger by doing more, by building bigger. And you don't have to worry about this whole thing. You can help more people. You can develop more people just by earning better and sharing and just getting on there, right? I'm not going to get into too much of that tonight. Now, the biggest thing you've got to look out for dream stealers. Folks, they are out there. They're a bunch of crabs. They want to pull you down to where they are. I had bad habits in my early years, okay? And the people who I hung around with, when I started moving on, they were negative. They wanted to keep me back where they were. And thank God, Alton never had those kind of habits. I did, okay? And through this business, I changed, right? With God's help, it happened. So it's important, right? So look out for dream stealers. The TV. I don't watch television. I don't have kind of time. We're busy touching people's lives and moving around and doing things. So please, the newspapers, I'm not interested in the news. I'll tell you why. I know who controls the world. I pray for countries. I pray for governments, but I'm not worried about it. I know that God is in control. His will be done, and that's all I believe, okay? And I really believe strongly in it. So I don't let other people negative. You see, you get three kinds of people in this world. You get one that will affect you positively. You get one that will affect you negatively. And the third one doesn't really matter, right? So it's important to rather associate with positive people who encourage you. Many people in my life told me I'm a failure, I'll never get anywhere in life. That's for them. Every time people criticize Alton and I never argued. It takes two minds to have an argument. In my heart, I said, you watch. I didn't tell the other person that. It shall be done. And it was God's help. It has been done and it's happening. So really, it's important, right? So next, the most important thing in building this business, right? Believe me, is developing a consumer network, right? I'm going to be talking about that right now and telling you, and if you don't have consumers, you'll not have a lasting business, right? Consumers are important in this business. Now, I want to show you something. When we were back there starting off again, Alton and I, when we showed the plan to anybody and whatever, and they weren't interested, I said, no problem. How about I come to your home and show you how you can keep poison out of your house and toxins off your food, right? That was our household product. I'd get in there, Alton and I together, and we'll demonstrate the products. I like to get the husband involved as LDC, wash his hands in the oil, but we learned a new trick up in Africa. I think it was in Cameroon, whatever, is you use margarine in the demo. And you can't believe how LDC gets rid of margarine, which is real sticky on your hands. But what we did, when we went there and we demonstrated all that, then we give them the product catalog, okay? And say, why didn't you have a look through here and see what you'd like to order for the end of the month? Never pressure people for now. They 10 to 1, they don't have the money for now. And so they place an order, or maybe one or two products. I'll get their name. I'll show you this retail sales book. We've just had a whole lot. The company printed them for us. We've just got a bunch which we're going to send all over Africa, the people who want it. And one of the Eagle Team people will handle the cost of it. But we're going to set this up, and we're busy with it. Now, this book is incredible. You see, it's got a place there for your customers' name, got a place for what they want to order and the price. And then you say to, if you see, would you like to pay now? We didn't have the money even to order with the company. And if they hesitate, I said, no, don't worry about it. Why didn't you just put down a deposit? They put down a deposit. We put our name and details over here. You give them the white copy. There's 3 copies here. Give them white copies, okay, as their receipt, okay. And so you've taken their money, you've given them a receipt, and then you arrange, look, when people get their money or when people get their pay or whatever, you arrange to deliver at that time. Now, seldom will you have an order cancelled or people say, I can't take it because they've already given you a deposit, okay? Now, I want to tell you saying, you go back there, whatever products they've ordered, you re-demonstrate. You dilute it like LDC Superintendent. If you look on the Eagle Team website, we'll show you how to dilute it in 2 5-liter containers. It's incredibly economical, but people, not out of the liter bottle they waste. You dilute it from, you have the courage to, hey, you're building a consumer. Get yourself 2 good quality, new, hopefully, 5-liter containers, and you mark it off. We'll show you how to do it. We've got it there. And you dilute it for him, and you demonstrate to him. Now, before you leave their home again, hey, catalog opened up. Why didn't you have a look? All people use household product. Why didn't you have a look what you'd like to order for next month? They're going to save a lot of money. The products are safe. They're not toxic. They're not environmentally, they're all environmentally friendly. So it's incredible. We use these products way back from August 1973. And that's exciting. So it's important to do that. So now you go back, you give them their products, you open it up, you develop it. You say, hey, while I'm here, have a look what you like to order for the end of the month. They're going to buy elsewhere. And this is now, you're getting there all the time. You're building a relationship with them. They start trusting you. And that's important. You see, most people just sell one product and they run off. And a month later, you want to phone them and see, do you need anything? They say, no. Who wants to buy from someone who's just a hit and run? Am I right? So go there each time. You go in, deliver, you leave with an order. Deliver, leave with an order. Deliver, leave with an order. Now, let's say somebody gets paid around about the 15th of the month. Now, you know at the beginning of the month, here's an order for 30 PV or 40 PV or 50 or more. I don't know what. So in other words, your month starts off. You already got products you're going to deliver. And that's a good business. You know, we have some people who almost do over 500 PV just in the first week of the month with their clients who got paid the end of last month, okay, because they get their money on the last day. So it's in the new month and they take delivery. You get others get paid on the second week of the month or the third week, and you deliver at that time. So in other words, you have a business that's starting to function every week of the month, not the last 2 days like some people leave everything to the end and they run around like a chicken that's got its head chopped off, trying to find this, and now want to. That's wrong. Just build it solidly, build it in a way that those people will become loyal consumers. You'll build a relationship. Some will eventually join your business, maybe. I don't know, just to buy wholesale, but it's also a way of doing it. But this booklet, this retail sales book, will build your business if you're open-minded and disciplined to use it and want to go out of your way to build consumers. We have people who are still buying these products after 20, 30, 40 years from us, right? So it's exciting. If you build that relationship, people will they'll be hooked on our products. So make sure you do a good job when you deliver and you whatever happens there. And if you do it right, you'll have sales deliveries at every time of the month and you'll get a deposit each time you leave. They got a receipt, you got a deposit, you'll deliver again at that same time. So every month you already know you should not be concerned about your 4,000 PV. That's nonsense. If you did your consumers right, that'll be in place long before the month even starts because you have orders, you got the money, away we go. A lot of people, this is not a get rich quick scheme. There's no fast way to, there's a right way to do it, not a fast way. Many people run like crazy, but they don't do it properly. And they're just like a yo-yo up and down. And it's more pressure. Really do it the right way. Go take your trouble, just set your goals. We'll share a lot of things here tonight. I'll always have a price list with me, and I'll always have this with me as well. I'll show it to you now. It's how the marketing plan works. This is what the Eagle team developed way back. It was about 89, 90 when we were building a business. And 95, I think a company started packing the kits. We packed the kits up until then. The upline director packed the kits. But anyhow, this is a program we lost on. I'm going to show you a little bit on the board, okay, and show you exactly how it works. And it's really important that you understand it. Now, another thing I want to share with you, this business, hey, let me tell you right now, it's not easy. If this business was easy, everyone would be doing it, okay? It takes courage, it takes commitment, and it takes personal development. But it's incredible business, and there's no limit to this business. You're the only one that limits your business by the amount you grow, personally develop, and the way you care for your people. Now, I want to share, I'll get to inviting people now as well, right? Always make sure you must build a business from the first week of the month. Next is look the part. You know, we're in the nutritional business. We're in the finance. You don't have to have a shiny motor car, but look the part. At least look healthy and neat, okay? We never had cars and fancy things when we joined this business. I used to have a little pickup at the company I worked for, and Alta had a little pickup, but a small one, little half-ton one, and we had 3 children, so it was rough. We never had motor cars, so it was just build a business, just be yourself, get committed, right? And I wanted to hear you saying the retail sales book, what you must look after. There's each and every one of us have inactive distributors who get started and they do saying, but they remain registered and they want to use it. Treat them as a consumer. Treat them as a good customer, give them a discount, even if they buy it from you, doesn't matter. That PV is important to your 4,000. Look after them, right? Then you get your consumers. That's another source. It's a good area to do business, okay? And it's important. So always look apart. And near life, now when I'm inviting people, this is a key. I want to share with a lot of you make a mistake. Alton and I have sponsored two people this month already, right? So, and believe me, we never went out looking for them. Just by example, people say, hey, what do you do? I don't talk about near life. I say, we go around helping people set up their businesses and make money. And say, what's it all about? I said, would you be interested to make more money? She said, yes. I said, here's my number. You WhatsApp me if you're serious, and I'll make contact with you sometime and share it with you. But if you don't make contact with me, don't worry, it's not going to affect me. I know where I'm going in life, okay? It's only going to affect you. So in other words, the people that contact me eventually are real serious, okay? Which is exciting because I don't beg anyone to start. Now, when I approach somebody outside, right, and I say, would you be open to look at a concept? I never talk about a business or opportunity, a concept. That's how that guy got me started in August 1973. He spoke about a concept, not a business, okay? I might not have been interested in a business, okay? But anyhow, so it's important that you approach them correctly and then make the appointment. And I never, ever mention near life at any time in the approach. That they'll only know what it is when I can sit down with them or get them to a business presentation. And at the end, they'll know it's near life, okay? So I would never use the name. I'll tell you why. No, I'm not ashamed of the name of near life, but I'll tell you why. There are tens of thousands of websites out there of distributors all over the world. And people nowadays just Google something or whatever, and they could link up to somebody else, even in another country somewhere, and they can't even, that other person not even going to help him. Now, it was your prospect, but you mentioned the name Near Life, so they eventually, you never went any further, you lost them. So that is why I'm not ashamed of the name, but I never ever mention I'm prospecting until I get them seeded. And when I'm finished with that, they're going to get started anyhow, and I will take commitment. If I can't pay for everything right away, I'll take a deposit. Okay, so that's important, right? Just be serious, look apart, and then start sharing with these people. Don't beg anybody. And while I'm talking on that, I want to tell you saying, a lot of people just run for an incentive. Alton and I have never done that. We achieve a lot of incentives, but we focus on building the business, okay? And I think it's important that we start understanding that, right? So when we get people started, okay, we want to help them. Now, a lot of people run around and get people started for what it's going to do for them. That is wrong, folks. When we get somebody started, I want to see what I can do for them and help them grow and achieve their dreams. Because God's law said, help enough other people get what they want, and you will automatically have what you want. And it's up to you to understand that, folks. Remember what I'm going to say it again. When you get people started in your business, your responsibility is to work with them, get a list of names, help them get started. I might cover a little bit of it just now. And then help them get started with new people in their business and work with them with those new people. That way you're teaching them by your example how to develop new people, how to care for new people. We don't want headhunters. We want people who care for people. Because the more people you uplift, the reason Alton and I are still Five Diamonds is because we've developed a lot of people around the world. It's not us. A lot of great leaders. We got some of the best, we got people as diamonds in our business that make us look sick, quite honestly. But when you got enough of them, it makes you look good. So don't worry about that. So it's very important, right? So that's I hope I got that point. It's what you can do for the new person, not what they can do for you. And that's the important thing to do, right? And next thing I want to share with you, you must decide to do, once you set your goals and your dream, decide if you're prepared to do what it takes. It's not easy. You've got to make commitment. You've got to decide to take action. I want to just get on this board a little while and just show you a couple of things quickly. If that's you, right, and you start sharing with other people, and that could be anywhere in the world, okay? And if people truly understand this concept of network marketing, you won't sleep. If you really understood, Alton and I got a business, I know for a fact we earn in the region incomes of 32 or more countries around the world. Yet we've never been to them. That's how network marketing works. We've contacted those people. We talk, we don't talk, we have not contacted all. There are many people that we don't even know, but they're in our business somewhere. If you understood network marketing, you'd do like I've been talking about. Build your consumer base, get your new distributors growing, start doing it right. And I'll tell you what, you will never ever regret it. It's a very, very exciting concept to have. So this thing works like this. Hey, I'm not going to run through the whole thing, but you help your new people develop people. And let's say you got somebody here. Hey, you work with them, help them invite people. Now, I'll always get a new person on their telephone just to give me a list of names alphabetically. Not people that think will do the business, but A to J, okay? And then I'll go through that list with them and I'll ask them about each person. How old are they? Are they employed? Are they married? Have they got children? Are they single parents? Whatever. I find out as much as possible. And are they positive type people? And then I will help them make a contact with them right away. I'll teach them how to invite properly, what to say. I've covered that already on this video, which you will get. So it's important when you get there, don't tell people what it is. Do it right, even for a new person. I guide them on how to handle a call. Eventually, I tell them, while I'm doing this plan with the downline, I said, please look what's happening here, because I'll do a couple of them with you, and eventually I will sit back and I want to see you do it and help them have success. Once they got confidence, you're developing a leader now. and they'll develop other leaders. And that's how the business grows. It's very, very exciting. And that's the way to build this business. So it's not a me business. Forget it, right? You're going to develop people, put in the effort, and you'll never look back. You'll be, 10 years from now, if you're around or later more, you'll be excited that you did it, laid the foundation properly. See, most people don't lay the foundation. If you don't lay it properly, you can go all the way up to Ruby or higher. But I tell you, saying, by the way, when you move up past others, be very nice to the people you meet on your way up, because you might meet some of the same people on your way down. Alta and I were equivalent of 5 Diamond when our company employed me in 1978. And guess what? When we got back in the field, we weren't 5 Diamond, we were Sapphire directors. It's good for your ego, keeps you on the ground. So be very nice to people, that people respect you and all that. Don't be a big egomaniac. What for? You know, I don't understand why people have a big ego over nothing. Just share with people. God will bless you. Do it right. It's very simple. So that's how this whole thing works. Okay. So I want to encourage you to really just take your time and do it properly. Decide to do what it takes. Okay. And folks, I want to tell you something. A qualified director, right? Monthly solid is the best place to get to in this business, because that is where success really launches off. Okay, it's a launch pad to being a fully qualified director without battling to get 4,000 at the end of the month, or having a business that's growing, having numerous legs, having numerous people being successful on it, right? So it's important that you understand that. So help them get going, help them get solid. And you know what? You qualify as a qualified director, that is where success really starts. Because from there, you'll be building other legs. When you look again, you'll be a Sapphire director, you'll be a 1 Ruby. You'll earn incredible incomes because you did it right. Don't try and take a shortcut. It doesn't work. Just have integrity, be honest, be good for your word. If you made an appointment to be on time, be there. Folks, we all know where we live. We all stay in an environment where we know how long it'll take me to get to. We know what kind of traffic to expect. We know if we're using taxis or whatever, how long it'll take. Make your appointments right that you are never late. People respect that right from the start. So it's very, very important. So it's, you become a qualified, you become successful and you start building a profitable business. Next thing I want to share with you, very, very important, value your time. You know, folks, time is money. I have an attitude. I say to people, I really mean it. I say, you can steal my money, it's not a problem. I can always make more. Just don't steal my time. I can't make more time. So it's important that you value time. It's an asset. Time equivalent to success in this business if you do it right. So very important. Now, I want to cover a couple of points here that I really want you to concentrate on, right? And really do. It's 5 things I'm going to share with you, okay? Number 1 is decide what you want. Decide, get to know yourself, get to know where you want to go. I think that's the number 1 thing you should do. Look at yourself, set your dreams. Now, can I tell you something about dreams? Okay. A dream is something that you can't afford right now. It's something that's way out. If it's not, then you know you need God in yourself to achieve it. See, we have big dreams, but we can't do it ourselves, but we write them down. And most of the dreams, the property I'm actually standing on right now, it's in the Eastern Cape. That was a dream for many, many years. We were already 5 Diamonds and we still hadn't achieved it. I kept looking at maps and telling people we're going to have a place where we'll have a conference center. And by the way, we've got a boot camp coming in November. So we train people at lower level, qualified senior managers, how to build up. They actually incredible experience they have there, but we do that, right? We can, normally it's with leaders and all. It's easy, accommodate 50 people or more, whatever. It's massive, but it's a lot of fun. But anyhow, we do that. That was a dream. I saw Jerry Brasfields at the ranch in California, and that's where the dream started. Now, when we started talking about it, yeah, we didn't have the money for it. We were broke. But you no harm talking about your dream or dreaming, even if you don't have the money. Just keep talking, start believing, and be thankful to God, okay? I'm thankful all the time, and you'll be amazed that your dream, be specific, will eventually come true, and that's exciting. Now, we live on a property here, and we bought it in 1994. It was in April, if I remember correctly, and we paid cash for it. I think it's about 6,000 acres, something like that. And it's a lot of, we just have animals around, wild animals, sometimes right in front of 100 meters from our front fences. There's a drinking hole, and you'll see giraffe there or other antelope there, and it's fun. And Alta and I go for a walk in the mountain every morning. We go at 5 o'clock, and that's fun. Now, that was a dream. I want you to start dreaming. I've got no education. I failed 3 standards in high school, and they told me to leave school. So don't worry about that. You see, Albert Einstein, a lot of you might have heard of him. He's one of the brilliant brains up in Germany many years ago. And he says education is not the studying of facts, but educating your mind to think. And that's the biggest thing we've got to do, is start thinking with our minds. Don't just act. Think things through, get the facts and do it right. So you need to know who you're going, believe God's put potential in every single person. And believe me, folks, the saddest thing in life is to see people take a potential with them to the cemetery. Miles Monroe once said years ago, it's the wealthiest place on earth. All the dreams that were put away in a cemetery, and people never used them, never believed that they had potential. Believe you've got potential. Don't worry what anyone else says to you. Just believe, get excited, and go and do it. And that's important. The more you do it, the easier it'll become. So that number 2 is, now I've spoken about your dream. Number 1 is know who you are. Believe that God's saying you, then dream, and then start believe in what you're doing. Now, near life, you don't have to, folks, there are plenty of people out there, but plenty of companies will come, and I won't even mention where all, and they say they're just like near life, only better. The only thing they do better is leave town quicker with your money, right? And somebody ever come to me and say, I want to compare these products with Near. There is no comparison. Neolife is the only company in the world that has whole foods, genetically modified, free, not modified, right? And all in incredible environments. There's a lot of tests been done that are valid by independent organization with our products. Ours work. There's no question about it. I said to somebody the other day, I said, call me back in 3 days, somebody who, customer for Pro Vitality and the Shake. I want a phone call from you to tell me how you feel. I told him how. Now, by the way, there is a right way to do the Shake. I'm going to let Jeanette or Rory put it on the Eagle Team website, and you can have a look and take it off from there. People don't know exactly how to take it. It just says with water, but there's a real good way to do it. And there's another one, how to eat correctly. Not what to eat, how to put the food into your body scientifically so it can digest a lot better. So that's about it, right? So that's available there. So you need to start getting excited about it. Now, another thing is, number 3 is start setting deadlines. Folks, whatever you want to achieve, give yourself a goal and a deadline and run for it. Run, get excited, but do it right. You see, you don't want to achieve it and come back again to where you were. Achieve it and carry on moving. You see, if you build this business correctly, you start developing these different people, you become a Emerald director, you become a Sapphire director. Next one, because you've developed other people, you need another 2, okay? That'll give you 3 legs. That'll be one Ruby director. Now, they earn incredible incomes. And that's exciting because they care for people. You could go on, develop another leg, it would be 2 ruby, and you can go all the way up to diamond if you do it correctly. That's important, folks. So make sure you dream and you believe in your dream and you set deadlines. That is so important. That is the third thing. Number 4, you must visualize your goal. You must actually see it. Folks, this is so important. You see, I can explain something quickly. The thoughts in your head are seeds, okay? When you speak them, you're planting. So make sure you only speak good things and what you want, because God says whatever you plant, you'll reap 10 and 100-fold. So make sure you're planting what you want to happen, not what you don't want. See, I don't see anything negative about other people. If somebody's got a big challenge and I've had it, I just pray for them. I'll pray, Lord, get your hands upon them. And that's it. Then I'm free. I don't get hung up with things like, life's too short. We just need to touch people and help them and get going, right? So it's important. Now, it's important that you visualize a dream and see it as if it's already done. That's how we saw this property and everything else we dream, right? It's important that, and Alt and I, we don't do anything we don't want to do. Isn't that exciting? And another thing is, nobody tells us what to do. We set the goals. We decide where we're going to, who we're going to help. We decide that. And that's exciting, folks. Don't do things just for the money. Do things for people. And the money was, you see, money is a byproduct of success. It's not success. A lot of people seem to think a lot of money is, no, get control over money. You know, most people, it burns their pockets. They've got to get rid of it. Forget it. Just rather get it out of your head and don't worry about it. So number 5, make a total commitment. Just commit. You know, you don't have to do it all the time. Alt and I, we built it part-time initially. And when I got started in this business, I used to work overtime for the bosses. Sometimes 10, 11 o'clock, setting machines. He never got paid for it. Doesn't matter. When we got started, I still worked 8 to 5 flat out for them. And then in the evenings, Alt and I worked every evening a week when we could. We worked our business. We traveled. You know, we were far out of town, 80 kilometers. We made a plan. We were hungry. Every Saturday afternoon in Port Elizabeth training, we were there. I don't know if it did us any good, but we were committed. We just wanted to succeed. So we were committed, right? We did it part-time and we want to really do it. So I want to share that with you. Be open to really go out there. And folks, you know, you're building a legacy for your family, your children, and even your grandchildren. And that's exciting. So I think we need to understand that you're building something for the future that people can look at and say, thank God you did it. Thank God you laid your life on the line and cared for people and cared for us. So it's important, folks, that we do those kind of things and go out. Now, I want to cover something tonight before I close this meeting. You know, we had a World Team Convention in Cape Town this year. They had over 500 people, qualified World Team members from out of Africa in Cape Town. Now, Cape Town's a great place to go, by the way. I said to somebody, Cape Town, not South Africa. Everybody who works in Cape Town, it really is good. South Africa is great, but Cape Town's even better. That's in the Western Province. Anyhow, and then I set a goal. In May next year, we're going to be in Egypt. Now, I've set a goal for the Eagle team, and Alton and I are burning to get it going. Next year, where some of them get their international bonuses and all that in Cape Town, and we said there are going to be a lot more of our Eagle team downlines achieving success and getting those bonuses in 2026 and 2027, wherever the company is going to take us then, God willing. It's not in my hands, it's in his hands. And I'll tell you something, we want people to hear their stories and hear what the Eagle team stands for. You see, Eagle team is different. When you wear that blue Eagle Team shirt with the badge on, it says, "In God we trust." And we want people, when they see that, to see people of integrity, people who care, people who uplift other people, who develop people with their love and their caring and their sincerity and their honesty. That's how I want people to see the Eagle Team. And when we get to these big conferences, the other teams will see why God blesses us, right? And eventually it'll rub off on a lot of other people. So we always got to remember we're examples of what we're doing to everyone else. So I want to wrap up this meeting right now, and I want to encourage you, right? And I told you about a success story, which I'm going to come in right now and share with you. This lady started in 1974 in the business, took 3 or 4 months to eventually find the money. She eventually sponsored someone in Cape Town area, and that person sponsored somebody from Johannesburg. That one happened to meet somebody from Uganda, somewhere, I don't know where, maybe to a third meeting, I'm not sure. And the lady in Uganda is the lady who eventually sponsored people in Tanzania. That was Ayub and Dora Juma, who have a massive business, right, in Tanzania. And that Tanzania is an incredibly successful and big business today. I admire them all. And that lady earned money out of this business. I know she even went and stayed with Dora at times in Tanzania, working with the business and helping them. And she eventually got to the stage, maybe the last 6 years of life, where she couldn't really be that active with the business, okay? And I moved her from her house into a retirement village, into a room, and eventually she passed on, but she died healthy at 94 years old on these products, and she actually died wealthy. And that's exciting. I'm very excited about that we could play a part in someone's life like that. That made a difference to a lot of other people. So I encourage you tonight, get excited about what we've got. Get excited about the Neo Life business. It's exciting. It's an exciting adventure. They're always things. Neo Life keep us right on the edge. Keep us, you can't believe. After 52 years, we're more excited about the business now than we were when we started. We can see things that you maybe can't see at the moment. So we're excited about where you're going, where we're going, and where the Eagle Team's going in this business. And I really believe the Eagle Team is showing the ways. And each and every one of you get started here, feel good about what you're doing, feel good about Neo Life and the team. There are various teams, but feel good about the Eagle Team. And there are many ways the Eagle Team will support you, and many training materials and videos and stuff that will be available, that are available right now even. And whoever your upline is, they could get you into this and start picking up a lot more information. And also when you take off the Eagle Team website, don't take everything, have a look and see if it'll help you or if it won't. You don't just take everything. I believe in having a look, supermarket message. When you go into a supermarket to buy groceries, you don't take everything on the rack. You look at this, look at that, and you take off what you need, not what you don't need. So it's important to, when you do that, that you act like that. And I want to wrap up this meeting right now and say to you, I thank you for your time. I sincerely hope you start applying the things we've shared. I know it's gone up in French, Swahili, English, and Portuguese, and those recordings will be available. They will be loaded, so you can check with your upline how to get them, okay? And they're just available there for the Eagle Team people. It's not a story. And so that can help you again, build your business, like weekend functions that we do and all those kind of things. And it'll help you. And I look forward to meeting you somewhere in the Neo Life world at some other convention, or maybe the Eagle Team function somewhere in Africa, whatever it is. We want to thank you for that. And before I wrap up, you see, Alton, me especially, we both African. I'll share something with you quickly. As a youngster growing up outside of Port Elizabeth on a farm, I had 4 little black guys I played with, right from 2-year-old. So when I started talking, I wasn't talking English. I was talking Xhosa, it's Mandela's language. Okay, and I speak it fluently. And I grew up with them. I grew up in their houses. I ate the kind of food they ate, the kind of stick fights where it's not fights, it was a game we used to play, all at the youngsters, different age groups. We had a lot of fun. So my heart is in Africa. I've got business all over the world, but hey, I'm concentrating here. I'm enjoying it. I know Africa, I understand it, I understand the people, and I can do far more good here than anywhere else. I've got in America, there's a guy, African guy, married to an American lady, Louis Smith, diamond up there, doing an incredible job. And he's done what I could not even think of doing. So that's a goal I want you to understand. Get people that are better than you, work with them, develop them, and exciting things will happen. So remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take hold and decide to have the courage to go out there and do it and build something of value that one day those near and dear to you will come to you with pride in their eyes and say, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. We really appreciate it. It's in your hands, folks. Thank everyone tonight, and all the translators and Rory and everyone. Thank you very much for this call, and God bless you, and a lot of success and touching of lives out there. I know you can do it. God bless.